We're at FrameIO at IBC 2018 and we're going to take a closer look at what's new. Red Shark at IBC 2018 is brought to you by Adobe!
Black Magic Design.
So Emery, tell me, you're faster and you're more secure, am I right?
That's right, yeah, so we really focused on two things over the past few months. It's been security and performance. So, something that I hear all the time in the community is, well, it's great that you have all these new features, whatever products we're talking about, editing apps, compositing apps, all the apps that we use. The community is constantly talking about, it's great that you have all these new features, but what about the features you already have? We want those to work really, really well. That's just as important as building new features. When you come to these shows, you really want to show what's new, but we wanted to focus on making the features that we do have work really well. There's a difference between features that sort of exist and the ones that truly, are seamless and solve the problem exactly the way that we want them to. So that's been a big part of what we've been focused on. If you remember last NAB, we talked about FrameIO has really been rebuilding from the ground up for a long time. This has been a year-long effort. We started with the back end, and that part of it is complete. And then there were 2 stages of rebuilding the front end. And the third stage is what we're showing here. So it doesn't look that different, but it's actually all brand new code, 100% new behind the scenes. And when we do that, we do get to add a couple little nice to have features. It's not huge ones, but things like you can now upload folders. So I have a folder here, project template has a bunch of subfolders, and you come in and we have all those subfolders in place. And of course, those could have subfolders and subfolders and subfolders. So that's a really nice to have. Other small tweaks, but things that really matter and change your workflow, you can now batch update a status. So if I select a bunch of items, I can say, these are all approved. Previously, I'd have to go into each one and mark it as approved. So these small things actually have a really big impact on your day-to-day workflow, and there's a number of those tweaks in this new version. We also have had to focus on security. So FrameIO has been working on this for a very long time. At NAB, or not NAB, but just a couple months ago, we announced that we are now SOC 2 Type 1 compliant, and now we're adding TPN compliance. TPN is a new joint initiative between the MPAA and the CDSA. This is a new global initiative to standardize content security. This is super important for the movie studios and people that are working on Tier 1 content. And if you say, well, I don't work on that kind of content, what does it matter to me? Everyone should care about security. So all the work that we're doing to meet the security standards of Hollywood, the entire FrameIO community benefits from. This is not something that's exclusively for them or you have to pay more for, you just get it, right? All the auditing of our code, all the auditing of our policies, all the auditing of our physical security, all of that is something that everyone benefits from now with FrameIO.
Amazing. And then, apart from these features, I've been following you around pretty well now, and the other thing you do really well is now you're doing a lot of community building, or actually just adding to the know-how and to a knowledge base, really, right? You're doing a lot of blog posts, and then you started something that's called Masters as well.
Right, so a huge part of our company is actually not just building our product, but that's a big part of our focus, of course. But we also spend a lot of time with writing content and, as you said, building a community. So the 2 ways that we do that are, one, with our blog. So we have this great blog. Where we write about all types of filmmaking, all types of post-production. These are a little bit different than the typical stuff that you might see on a lot of the filmmaking blogs. They're really in depth. We do 1 per week, and we spend up to a month on each article, and it's really, really in depth. They're, a lot of the articles take 20, 30 minutes to read, but people really appreciate that we're kind of going the extra distance and not just kind of writing a 3-sentence opinion about some new piece of gear. Also something that Red Shark does. Red Shark can go really in depth. We appreciate that about you guys.
Cheers, thanks.
And then we also launched this new series called FrameIO Masters, and it's a short film series where we're asking the master filmmakers to kind of tell us why they do what they do. And the first one was with legendary filmmaker Mark Toya. If you haven't seen this yet, please go see it. I wish I could take credit for this incredible short film that he made about what inspires him to be a filmmaker. But he did it all himself. He's a true master of the craft. There are very few people in the world, period. I don't know any other filmmaker in the world, actually, that is as good at each part of the filmmaking process as Mark. And I think, to me, that's what makes him a true master. From cinematography to directing to editing and sound design. Most people, as you kind of grow in your career, you become really good at one of those things. But he's become excellent at all of them, and it enables him to create these incredible films like he did. So please go check it out. It's amazing. We hope to do more of them and inspire future generations of filmmakers to get into this craft that we all love so much.
Just a quick question, like, how has the reception been on this? Like, do you get feedback from that?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I mean, honestly, it is just a breathtaking film. And it blew me away, first of all. So you know, when I saw the edit for the first time, it really blew me away. And you know, the reaction has been similar from people that have been commenting on the YouTube video and on Facebook and things like that. It's just awe-inspiring, and that's been the feedback.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Cheers. If you don't want to miss anything from IBC 2018, then make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Come on, hit that button.